Okay everybody, welcome to another week. This week we are going to focus on what's called pixel art, or some people call it block art or Atari art or whatever art you want to call it. We're going to use Photoshop to recreate something like this. Now there's a lot of different programs that can do this, but essentially this is kind of what we're going for. So it's kind of like a squared off. Some people call it 8-bit art, but it really is pixel art. And we're going to use Photoshop to make it. Now, once we get everything set up, the rest is pretty easy going, but we do want to make sure that we set this up correctly. And there is a criteria to this. You're going to be making 3 different images, and they have to be thematic. So let's say that you chose fruit. Great. You need 3 pieces of fruit. So maybe cherries, bananas, apples. Great. Maybe you want to do animals. So you would do a bee, a butterfly, and a moth. Or a dolphin, a shark, and a jellyfish. I'm going to do old school video games. So this is the girl from Metroid, Samus, I think, or Seamus, I'm not sure. So I'm going to bring this into Photoshop, but first things first, let's set this up correctly. So we're going to go to Photoshop. We're going to go to File, New. And this is important. We usually work with inches at 300. This is going to be a bit different. So this time we need to go to Pixels, and we're going to plug in 72 for the resolution, and a height and width of 200. So for those of you that were with myself or Dr. Cermak last semester, we did this, and we did 4 of them, but we did 100 by 100. This time we're going to kind of build this out a little bit more so we can put some more detail in. So you can think of this as more of like 64-bit art. So 200 by 200, that will increase the number of pixels twice. We can choose Create. All right, we'll zoom in a little bit. Alright, so we're close, but we need to go into our preferences. So we'll go to Edit, Preferences, and we're looking for units and rulers. No, sorry, guides, grids, and slices. Alright, so we're going to set up our grid to every 1 pixel. So we're going to have 1, pixels, and 1. Those are the values that you want to plug in here. 1, pixels, 1. Choose OK. So really what we're going to be looking at as soon as we enable our view is 200 little units, 200 little squares. So we'll go to View, Show, Grid. There it is. So that is, or those are, the pixels that we're going to be working with. Alright, so now all that's set up, now we need to set our brush from a brush to a pencil. And when we do that, let's change it to a square brush. So we're going to go to Window, Brushes. We're going to need our legacy brushes, and we're looking for square. So we'll twirl this up, come down here to square. Perfect. I'll do a 2-pixel brush. So what this means is when I draw now, it's going to stay inside of the pixels. So if I click, hold, and drag, you can see now I'm just drawing squares. So that works out pretty well. Let's set our eraser to do the same thing. So we'll click on Eraser, turn off Brush, and Block will be perfect. Alright, I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to bring that image in that I found of Samus, if I'm saying that right. So I'll right click and choose Copy. Come back to Photoshop and Control V to paste. Now it will probably be quite big. And it's not that it's big, it's just that our work area is small. So I'll hit a Control T to transform. Shrink her down. Looks pretty good. Make a new layer. And I'm going to drop the opacity down a little bit so I can see this a bit better. Now the only criteria beyond having 3 images, you have to show a light source. So you have to show shadows and highlights. No matter what you choose, there has to be a shadow and a highlight attributed. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I think I'll start with her face. So actually I'm going to start with her shoulder here. So I'm going to grab an orange. I could probably even sample off of that. Choose a little different color here and go ahead and get started. Hit B for brush. Go back to my pencil. Alright. And I can right click and make this a little bit bigger to kind of speed things up. Now I can refer to the photo if I need to, but I think I got a pretty good idea of where the shadows and the highlights are. So if I want to really stay old school, I can turn on web safe colors, and then this will be my highlight. And this will be my shadow. I know she's got a little bit of detailing in there, look like some blacks, so I'll do a dark brown. And I need a bit smaller brush here. So go to my brushes, get that 1 pixel. Just like that. And I'm started. So I'm working on a brand new layer. That's going to be important. And if I make any mistakes, I can always just sample colors, B for brush, kind of paint in the places that I miss. Just like that. And that's it. So have fun, pick something that you're kind of somewhat interested in, and we need 3, so keep it thematic. Good luck. Let us know if we can help you.